Hello, I am Quinny. Welcome to the channel, guys. In this video today, we're going to be talking about the MLS landscape at the moment. MLS over the last 3 or 4 years in particular has been really making huge strides and huge pushes towards making itself a global brand, about moving American soccer, about moving football in America into the elite stratosphere of the world game. And we're not going to be talking about all the usual tricks in the book, going buying aging stars, paying them mega money, shipping them in, making a spectacle and a circus out of the thing. Over the last couple of years, there's been a huge player kids movement where all these teams are now really tapping into the youth that's in their local constituency, if you like, or their local state, and really promoting those academies and bringing those players to the fore. And we're starting to see that with some of the exports, some of these guys that are moving into Europe, most notably guys like Alphonso Davies, Christian Pulisic, Gio Reyna. And with the league expanding, more and more franchises coming on every season, it feels like at the moment, with the 2026 World Cup being hosted in North America, now firmly on the horizon as we approach the Qatar World Cup of 2022. And all of that is being compounded with the recent announcement that Apple TV has signed a huge lucrative deal to show the MLS for the next decade, starting in 2023. And the statement reads from the announcement, every game, everywhere, anytime. And it's this exposure that a lot of other leagues in Europe is really restricted by, because MLS, because it is a company and because it is a franchise oriented organisation, it can really move in the greater good and exposure to as many eyes around the world as possible, along with a lot of the other details we'll be talking about in the video today. For me, MLS is set up to be the neutrals playground. It's really set up to be the one division where everyone in the world can tune into any match or a couple of matches and just enjoy it for being football. At any point in the video today, if you laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble and let's get stuck into it. If you could hit the subscribe button, I do daily global football content, everything from Wonder Kids and Rising Star Managers to fantasy football and watch-alongs. That will also automatically enter you into my April giveaway. This month, I'm giving away a rare under-23 midfielder, Luciano Ferreira of Rosario Central, and 2 limited goalkeepers. If you want to stick around to the end of the video, we'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, in preparation for this video, what I thought would be a good way to approach it is for me to make a little list of some of the things that MLS does that no other league does that I think is a huge plus, a huge positive, whether that be for the game in general, fans, interaction, all that kind of good stuff. The first thing that jumps to my mind straight away is shirts, okay? Now, I actually bought 3 MLS shirts in the 2021 season. This Atlanta shirt, which I love to death. Atlanta didn't really do anything spectacular last year, but I got this last year, and it's the current shirt they wear this year. A lot of home shirts stay on for more than one season. I also got this NYCFC shirt last season. NYCFC last year went on to win their first ever MLS Cup, and they have this shirt again this year, but it's got a nice little star above it for them being champions. And it's that whole, football's getting more and more expensive, and football shirts in particular, none of these shirts were cheap. This one, the Atlanta one, and this special edition Seattle Sounders meets Jimi Hendrix away top have all been continued on for the next season. So even though I'm spending, when I buy in these shirts, and by the way, if you're looking to pick up any jerseys from MLS or any other league around Europe this season, last season, whatever, I've got exclusive discount links in the description down below to fanatics.com. This is where I buy all this stuff from anyway, so you can get yours too. You get a wee discount, and if you do that, you click on the link directly in the description and then use the little code that's in the description when you get to checkout. That goes back to supporting the channel, so I thank you in advance if you do that. But if I can pick up 3 shirts, 3 really cool shirts that I'm going to be watching MLS and I'm engaging with, or maybe I just collect shirts, or maybe I've got a family member that lives over there or something, I don't know, then I know that I'm going to get more than one season of feeling like, oh, I've got this season's shirt. And the prices of football kits, as I say, they're only going one way and it's up. And MLS is only, I think it works like they get every team gets one new kit a season. And then there's lots of different things, campaigns they do through the season for different social issues, political things, whatever. And every team in the league gets their version of the Pride shirt or the Black Lives Matter shirt or the whatever the equality thing is that they're doing at the time. And those shirts just come and go. You can pick them up, you don't need to. And because the main shirts, home and away ones, you generally get around 2 seasons out of. As a fan, You know, if you didn't buy a new shirt because, you know, you've got one from last year and it's still in, maybe you'll go and pick up the away shirt next year. Maybe you'll go pick up the special edition shirt because it looks like it's a summer vibes one and it's all tie-dye or something. I don't know. And I think it's only a matter of time before mainstream Europe, mainstream world really catches up to this because of all the kind of, you know, manufacturing and all the things that goes around with that in terms of, like, you know, climate change and human rights workers and all that kind of stuff. And recycling, because a lot of teams now are bringing out kits with like recycled materials and all that kind of vibe. So I think they're a real trailblazer in this sense, and it's made me very happy to go and pick up MLS shirts, because Seattle as well, I mentioned the NYC one, Seattle won their first ever CONCACAF Champions League. This shirt was worn in the semi-finals. I can't remember if they wore it in the final, it escapes me. But, you know, I managed to tag on for a little bit of history with some cool shirts as well, which is double the fun. The second thing I really like about MLS, and you're probably going to hate me for this, is that there's no relegation. Yeah, I know, you've been shouting at your screen, I'm sorry, right? I know that's sacrilegious to everyone else in the world of football, okay? But see, for MLS, I don't care. I'm really happy there's no relegation over there for a few different reasons. One of the main one being, like I mentioned in the intro, there's been a big movement in MLS over the last, let's say, 4 years or so, the Play Your Kids movement. And seeing you don't have that jeopardy of relegation, as a manager who, you know, if you think about any other league in the world, if you are towards the bottom of the table and the board say, oh, we believe in you, son, for next year, you know, don't worry, play the kids, try and egg it out for next year, and we'll make next year will be our year. In Europe, that's just a red flag for you're getting sacked after the next loss. But in America, they mean it. They can bring the kids through, they can play them, they know, hey, we're going to get beat every week, we're a crap team now, we need to go and get a few more pieces brought in, we need these guys to get minutes and grow, and then next year we can have a better stint at it. And from a sporting perspective, that's fantastic, you know. Now, yeah, you don't have the whole, a team in the lower levels really earned their stripes and should be coming up, but America's not developed enough for that to be a problem. In every other region in Europe and most of the world, even when you go into Asia and stuff, there's strong pyramids, there's strong division setups that have been rooted there for in excess of 30, 40 years at this point. And changing that is almost impossible at this point, if not very difficult. But MLS is a blank canvas in that respect, and I really like the fact that there's no relegation for it, because then you can just see the players just go for it. They can play the young kids, they can bring the guy in, they can really try different things tactically, and hey, if it blows up, we learned a lesson. They can really take that developmental approach to it, which I love. The second part of that, of course, is because there is no relegation, you need to buy into the league in terms of have a franchise. Now, what is the capacity for MLS? Could it even get so big where the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference at the moment, there's a combined, I want to say 28 teams. Yep, 28 teams, and there's at least another 2 confirmed. I'm pretty sure there's a Las Vegas team about to pop on, and then there's another team as well in St. Louis about to pop on. That'll be very quickly up to a 30-team division in 2 conferences, and if it continues to grow, because there's still so much territory in America to be exploited, in the sense you could have, like, in a really big city, like Cincinnati, the reason that's such a big team in MLS in terms of, in Charlotte, is even though to us outside of America, it's not LA, it's not New York or in these big places, but those places love football, love soccer. So when they get their own team, they've got a huge fan base. Like Charlotte filled a 70-seater stadium, and that's the thing about American sport that's so appealing to the world of football, I think, is even in places like Atlanta and whatever, the college basketball teams have season tickets sold out. It's a huge waiting list for these things. They take it so seriously. And when you get them into the right geographies where they've already got a fan base that will connect, or when you get them into the right geographies that don't have a fan base, that could have a fan base, the game can grow exponentially there to the point where maybe we have full conferences of set siloed divisions or whatever. But if it's a franchise-oriented system and you have to buy in, like I already mentioned with like New York, I'm a Man City fan, I'm a CFG guy, I love that. And when you look across New York, we've got Red Bull there as well. Inter Miami's owned by Beckham, and there's even talk, and this is part of the thing I love, and you might hate this, right? But Messi's getting tempted to move to MLS, and part of the carrot they're dangling is they'll give him a stake in a team. If that kind of trend was to continue, and like Ronaldo got a team, and Ibra and a few other guys, there's so much pantomime, there's so much room for like the global, it to be like the real armchair fans league, where you don't really, we all aren't going to lose our crap over like teams losing and who wins the league or whatever, but you can all kind of watch from arm's length, and it can be interesting, it can be fun, especially when you do throw in the DPs, because the designated player system has been revamped and it's now got a real onus and a real strength on getting the DPs to be under the age of 22. So what's now happening is MLS is going around Central and South America and picking up the best talents they can afford and putting them into their league. So they're now becoming a real factory of developing youth and developing talent. Now, most of the exports that they've sent into Europe have been their own domestic products, Americans and Canadians predominantly. But we're starting to see, with Miguel Almiron and a few others, that some of the South American talent and whatnot is moving its way through MLS and into Europe. And if you're watching this video, you're very much a part, in my opinion, of the football kind of geek dork community, where you want to watch as much football as you can. You want to know the names of the players. You want to know who that manager came from and how well he did. This league not just is an entertainment product for itself, in terms of if you're to tune in every other week and catch the odd game here or there, but also the talent it can be bringing through is very exciting, very appealing. And again, like I said, with there being no relegation, number one, franchise opportunities can come in. Like, whatever team you support, if they've rustled up enough money, and it's getting more expensive by the way, but like New York City, like New York Red Bulls, like Miami, Dallas have got a really strong connection to Bayern Munich, so it can take many different forms and shapes. But we could also almost have like a playground of the superpowers in world football sending their youth products there, or sending some coaches there and really developing another brand of their football with a clean slate there. They don't need to worry about relegation. And in terms of like the finances around the league, there's a lot of interchange and there's a lot of fair play, because when the players come through from like college, and there's a super draft system and all the rest of it, so teams that struggle get picks on the best players, so it keeps the whole thing pretty even-keeled competitive. When you take away the top maybe 10% of teams, the real elite teams, the rest of them are all kind of, about the same weight class, if you like. So it means that a lot of the games can have a lot of entertainment value in them and have a lot on the line, and results can be hard to predict. And that's what we love about football. We want to see goals, we want to see entertainment, and we want to see unexpected results. So there's nothing worse with youth talent is when they move to a team and then they don't get played, they don't get the minutes. And as fans, as neutrals, you're always, the guys you're gunning for, you're like, yeah, I hope he makes it, I hope he really breaks through. There's nothing more frustrating than see them not get minutes or just be sat on the bench constantly. And because the way this draft system works, it kind of always makes sure that the team picking players up should really need them, and there's a high chance of them getting into the team. And even in like Frankie Amaya, for example, was a #1 draft pick like 2 or 3 seasons ago. It didn't really work out for him, and he just drafted to another team and he plays now all the time. So if you're interested in that type of side of football in terms of youth progression or whatever, it's a league that say Play Your Kids as a movement. It's really focused towards giving up and coming talent its opportunity to shine and a stage to play. And the last thing I'll kind of say about that kind of franchise model that works really well for MLS, and I'm really happy for MLS as a siloed entity to really go down this path and really take it to the nth degree, is they have a lot of, because of like I was saying with the draft system or whatever, they have like an internal currency, and it's broken into lots of different segments like general allocation money, or GAM, team allocation money, or TAM, and then there's another one, I forget what it is. Finances of the clubs are much more controlled and much more regimented, and they don't get necessarily out of hand. So when the clubs do become extra profitable, the main incentive they've got is to go and bring in marquee players or invest in their youth system. So as clubs, as entities, they're very easy to fall in love with and very easy to follow and root for when you see them get some success. And we all love underdog stories. So these guys, if you maybe find an MLS team kind of mid-table now, maybe over the next 10 years to become one of the superpowers or whatever, that can be a fun fan journey to go on. But there's lots of different profiles, lots of different stories throughout the league, and there's lots of different kind of fan philosophies. And because the geography in America with a lot of these clubs is so widely diverse, all the clubs do have their own real fingerprint of what you get from that team, from the fan base, the style of play, the interaction, all that kind of stuff. And I think when this Apple TV deal really kicks off, it's going to be exposed to many more eyes around the world. And I think very quickly it could become, like I've said a few times in this video, everyone's second favourite league to tune into, just for some no-nonsense football where you can just tune in. Oh, there's that guy I know that, because they're still signing big high-name DPs. They've not moved away from that. Lorenzo Insigne, at the age of 30, in his prime almost, is moving from Napoli to Toronto. We've seen Ibra in the last couple of years. We've got Carlos Vela there now. And we're seeing lots of, like I said earlier on, up-and-coming emerging talents from South America, like Thales Magno, like Thiago Almada. So it's just fun, no-nonsense football for the spectator. You can put your hands behind your head, put your feet up, and just enjoy some pandemonium on the pitch. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you watched MLS before you starting to watch it, what's your thoughts and opinions on anything I've said in the video? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget, guys, if you have enjoyed this, to like, subscribe, and share and retweet and all that good stuff. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Let's get into all the giveaway stuff before I let you go. I'm still doing monthly giveaways and I'm making it easier to enter. If you want to be entered to win this month's prize or any future giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button, you need to be a subscriber to enter, then leave a comment down below. Each month, a random comment from a random video will be selected as the winner, so the more videos you leave a comment on, the better the chance you've got of winning any of my giveaways. All the winners are announced at the end of videos the same way as we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. As always guys, if you've enjoyed the video today, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. On screen there now is some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.